Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for the TNA Event Center report. And now here's the man to give you all the total non-stop action and impactful report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. This is the final video for today, as we're going into tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit about TNA Event Center. Before I do that, I want to give a shout out to Skullduggery, and I want to thank him for liking my videos. And he knew me. He saw my video from the beginning, and and he told me how much I'd grown in YouTube and improved on it. I do appreciate that, Skullduggery. Excuse me. Man, getting hot with the pollen and everything else. Shit, bug. And, yeah, so I appreciate that wholeheartedly, and being that I was trying to improve on YouTube, and this is probably the most improved channel I ever did. I got more subscribers on this channel than the previous two channels, and everything else. I really do appreciate that wholeheartedly. And for those who have supported this channel, I want to thank them. And another thing though, before I decide to address this, I want to address the YouTube situation of age restricting my two Card Sharks videos. Basically, actually, one of my Card Sharks videos. I have one Joker's Wild video, one Card Shark video being age restricted. One of my friends, Jason Brock, had this idea of Rumble, and I don't get restricted there. I'm not going to move my whole entire channel, but if one of my Card Sharks videos gets age restricted one more time, I'm going to probably replace the Card Sharks starting next month, starting next July, or probably with Strike It Rich or Blockbusters. I know my good friend Garrison Newkirk, a.k.a. Gare Bear, Mr. Gare Bear, wanted to see some Blockbusters. I'll probably want to do that. Or I like Strike It Rich. That's a fun game to play. I think a lot of people is that, and Emotional Zombie said something, I think it was on the live chat for Rant and Rave today. It says probably is a form of gambling, but the only difference is I don't play for real money. This is not for real money. I think YouTube, I think whoever's in charge of YouTube is from a younger generation who's never grown up watching the game shows, or, watching the game shows as we did, Also, like I said, and the gentleman that created these Flash games, Christopher Coburn, Dan Berger, and John Ritchie Jr. I always give these guys shout outs and credits because they're the ones that create these Flash games for us game show geeks just to play them for fun and have fun with them, and say what would have been like if we were actual contestants on the show and on these game shows and everything else. And that's been the issue. So I do apologize to YouTube for if you guys think that because of the cards, being gambling and all that, I'm not exactly gambling real money here. I'm not doing slot machines as far as real slot machines, gambling for real money. This is all about having fun. It's all about it's just basically like a video game. You don't win anything in an actual video game. You just win best player or something like that. These are like video games. Basically, that's what they are. And just to let you guys know, they're not for gambling in real life. They're not gambling real money. It's just for fun. It's for fun and for game show fans like me to fulfill our dreams of wanting to play the bonus rounds since we're a kid growing up, watching these game shows on TV, and I think it's all like the game designs and everything else. So just to let you know. But if they do age restrict my Card Sharks videos one more time, because two of my Card Sharks videos were hit. One of them, though, the decision was overturned. The other was not, unfortunately. The recent one I did was not, unfortunately. So, if that's going to be the case, and I'm going to keep playing my Card Sharks videos every Saturday, but here's the deal. If they keep getting age restricted, I might move the Card Sharks videos, I might move them over to Rumble. And they'll be separate. there'll be a separate entity onto it. So it'll be part of the Eric Lima Shenanigans, but they will not be. But numerically, it's going to be a little different in Rumble. If I decide to, I might have to go that way if need be. I'll probably replace the Card Sharks with something like Strike It Rich or Blockbusters, one of those. But I still got a hunch that there's someone out there wanting to basically humiliate me. But like Alex Putnam said, I'm not worried about copyright strikes. I'm not worried about the copyright strikes. They're not an issue. I haven't had any. It's the the community standards things. I don't want to be like one too many times violating the community standards, or else I guess suspended from YouTube or something like that, or banned from YouTube. Or something like that. I don't want my channel to be terminated from YouTube. That's the word I'm looking for. So I've always tried to respect the YouTube community guidelines. Is that maybe the AI bots and the algorithm is pretty awful. Could be a glitch in the system. I don't know. But anyways, that's my thoughts on, I want to thank Skullduggery for, giving me props. And I want to explain my side of the age restricted video. So I want to let you guys know that, I'm going to keep on doing the Card Sharks videos, the Card Sharks money cards. And if this keeps being an issue, I might have to forego all the Card Sharks forever, so to speak, until things, start, blowing up. I know one Joker's Wild video got hit, but it wasn't overturned, unfortunately. I think that's what it is. And Motionless Zombie is right on that. I'm hoping, I'm believing that's the case, but I still think this is someone out there trying to use a new method to get my videos off YouTube because the person probably has a hold of grudge against me or something like that. I don't know, but whatever. So got that out of the way. I want to talk about a little TNA event center. The fallout from Against All Odds, and Mike Santana was talking to Santino Marella, wanting another shot at the title. Santino Marella understands this. I want that match. He says, "You got it." So, and then Robert Stone tries to sneak in to the Impact the Impact show, and Santino Marella got some security members ready and had him kicked out. So, you lost the match, Robert Stone. See you later. And then Santino Marella comes out, addresses what happened Against All Odds, thanking the fans. He said, "Who brought the Penguins in for celebration?" It was hilarious. But anyways, he makes a few matches that will lead to Slammiversary. One of them will be an X Division title match between him and Moose. Then Santino Marella introduces the Inspiration, Jessica MK. I'm like, what is it, Mr. Mackey? And he calls Cassie Lee Gasoline. I was laughing so I get up, like, that was pretty funny. And Gasoline! I'm like, oh no, it's Cassie Lee. Oh man, so the Inspiration came out, Cassie Lee, Jessica McKay. They went up against Brittany Brooks and Allison Kay. The Inspiration win the matchup. Well, they're aiming for the Knockouts Tag Team titles currently held by the Elegance brand. Then the Hardys addresses the Nemesis and also addresses First Class. And the Hardys weren't what else? First Class. First Class Penthouse. AJ Francis brought a fan up and said, in order for this money, you got to do this. And then the fan did it, but then AJ Francis, you're not getting this money. Sit down. I would have been like, I'm like, okay, flop dollar. So, anyways. And then, the guest was Trick Williams, the NXT champion. It seems like Trick Williams has aligned himself with First Class. I think First Class is just using Trick Williams because I know AJ Francis will probably want the title. So, and then the System confronts Jason Hotch in the back, but the Order 4 show up and Hatch rejoins them. The System now confronts Matt Cardona, challenges him to a tag match next week as his old partner. And then after the System left, Brian Myers said a few things. Remember, Myers and Cardona have a history. Leon Slater went up against Jason Hotch, and Leon Slater ended up winning that match. Gia Miller interviewed Tessa Blanchard. Tessa insults poor Gia, and the Undeniable Diamond calls us up, and she says that she might end up winning that matchup. Now it's an 8-4-1 match where the winner with the winner of this, the winning team of this matchup, an eight knockouts tag, the winning team will face each other in a fatal 4-way matchup, and whoever wins that will be the number 1 contender to the knockouts title. It's our one team: Rosemary, Dane Luna, Tessa Blanchard, and Zaya Brookside. That's an all-international team with Rosemary. Technically, her real name is Courtney Rush. She lives in Canada, while Dane Luna is from England. Tessa Blanchard, and so is Zaya Brookside. Tessa Blanchard, though, is from the States. Going against Jody Threat, Indy Hartwell, Killer Kelly, who made her return, and Tasha Steeles. And the team of Threat, Hartwell, Killer Kelly, and Tasha Steeles have won. And then the fatal 4-way, Killer Kelly is the number 1 contender. Will face her former MK Ultra teammate, Slamovich, who was interviewed by Jeannie Miller, and she has something to say to Killer Kelly. Meanwhile, Steve Macklin addresses Eric Young in the international title. So anybody want to come some, get some. Then Steph DeLander and Mance Warner addresses what happened at Against All Odds. They said that they'll be back for the championship. Some stagehand was trying to tell them something as they were about to kiss, and Mance Warner was about to snap. And then security's coming out and trying to calm everything down. Tommy Dreamer confronts them and tells them to calm down. Then Mance Warner, the psycho he is, ends up attacking Tommy Dreamer. And then Sami Callihan addresses Trick Williams, and Eric Young interrupts him along with the Northern Armory, and then Eric Young decides to attack Callihan in the backstage. Meanwhile, the Hardys in First Class, the main event, and it was a heck of a matchup until Trick Williams got involved during that matchup and attacking Matt Hardy, which earns the Hardys a disqualification victory over First Class. And then Joe Hendry and Elijah, the System, and Leon Slater all get involved in this brawl to end Impact. This is going to be a big thing. Let me tell you, it's going to be insane. Well, that is all the time that we have on this show. Episode 2316 of the show. We got Bullseye tomorrow. Game of Strategy, Luck, Knowledge, and Daring. SmackDown as well. And it's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. So take off. No, I'm not going to sing that song. No singing. That's all the time we have. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And hope to see you in the next episode of the show. So until that next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.